Hey, Colabcoaching yet again to share some wise words of wisdom for the week. Week number 4 of the Comparing Relationships series. Week number 4 means that this is the end of the series. Don't feel too bad because there's a lot of information we talked about. So, I wanted to end it off in a more positive note, as I tend to do for all my series. So, the question slot that I have for you this week is how to have healthy comparisons in your relationships. How to have healthy comparisons in your relationships. Now, the biggest thing to remember is that comparisons could be good and bad depending on how you use them. And I talked in great length how negatively comparisons can be. And I talked a little bit last week about how positively comparisons can be. When it comes to having healthy comparisons in your relationships, there's two ways you can look at them. One, looking at yourself and comparing who you were back then versus who you are now. Not to say you're dwelling in the past, but you're comparing what you could do better and what you did do better, or what you didn't do better and what you're doing better now. The other way is comparing other people's relationships, as I said, the individuals in the relationships to ensure you are having the best relationships possible. So let's talk about every different scenario. First thing I want to talk about is you, the individual, because as you know, I'm a relationship coach, but the most important relationship of all is within yourself. So when you're thinking about yourself, what you did in the past, did it work out? Did it help your relationships? Was it something that you truly benefited in your relationships? Maybe your significant other benefited in the relationship to help the relationship grow. And if you did do that in the past, are you doing that now? Are you giving as much energy as you used to give? Are you creating those dates, those special occasions that you used to do? Are you being attentive? Are you committing? Are you just being an overall good individual within the relationship? If you're not, you have some work to do because it's hard for us, especially being an individual. I'll give myself an example. If you started off the relationship great, you were doing the stuff that not win, I don't want to say win, but you have shown your significant other that you can do, and to separate yourself from the people that he or she has dated in the past, and now you guys are in a committed relationship, you can slack off. You can easily slack off. Maybe things are just so good that you're like, okay, let me take my foot off the gas and let me just relax. Or you at the point you're the person that you did all of that just to get to this point, and now you can truly just relax the whole way. I'm here to say no, that's not true. You cannot. You have to be committed. As I said, a relationship is a journey. You have to continuously be committed to the relationship, giving that energy, giving that effort. And I'm not here to say that you need to do that 24/7. Trust me, you have good days, you got bad days, you have good times relationships, you have bad times relationships. But to make the relationship healthy, as I said, we're not here to make the relationship perfect. We're not here to make the relationship good or bad. We're not here to do all of that. But what we are trying to do is ensure the relationship is healthy. Healthy means conversation. Healthy means dialogue. Healthy means monologues. Have a conversation with yourself. Man, I need to do better on this. Yeah, I see that they're not happy with this situation. Maybe the habits that I've created weren't the best, or the habits that I did create that were great, I stopped working on those habits, and those habits are no longer here. These are the conversations that you need to have with yourself, dialogue wise. You need to communicate with your significant other. I see that you're looking at me differently. I see that you are treating me differently. I see that you're maybe not willing to do things that we used to do back in the day, maybe sexually. It may be something like that. It may be something as simple as, hey, I don't see you willing to go on dates with me anymore. I always see that you're tired more. I see that you're not really committed to what we're doing. Do we need to have a conversation? Because yes, you have to put the effort and do your best to be the best partner you can be. But if you know that you're being the best partner you can be, and you see that the effort is not there from the significant other or whatever family member or whoever it may be, you may need to have that conscious decision to compare and contrast your previous way the relationship was in the beginning and how the relationship is now. If you know you are doing everything you can for the relationship to make the relationship grow, and your significant other is slacking off, and you have addressed that with your significant other, it might be time for you to end that relationship. And I know People are so quick to end a relationship because it doesn't go your way. I'm not here to say that. What I'm here to say is, if you are putting effort, if you are constantly trying your best, if you are constantly pushing yourself to be the best person in that relationship, and your significant other is not giving you the same energy, or you have a conversation with your significant other and you can tell that they're not willing to do that effort, you may need to have that conversation. Hey, do you really want to continue to be in this relationship? If your significant other says, hey, I don't know, or I'm not sure, and they're not going to seek help, maybe from a coach, from a counselor, whoever it may be, and you may have to make a decision. You may have to make a decision. For example, when I was in a relationship, when I was dating my wife, and there was some things that she didn't like that I did, and if I'm that person to say, hey, well, she don't know what she's talking about, or it doesn't matter, blah, 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 and I am not putting the effort to be a better person in a relationship, even though I know there's certain things in my relationship that my significant other has pointed out and they seem valid, she should have broke up with me. But thankfully, I did listen. So, and I did work on those things to be a better person. But if you see the sign, I always tell people everything's a choice. If your significant other is choosing not to do better in the relationship, is choosing not to put effort, is choosing to keep those bad habits, choosing not to create positive habits, you know what to do. You know what to do. Now, the second fold is comparing healthy relationships that you see. And as I talked before in multiple videos, the individuals in those relationships matter. Now, when you're comparing yourself to those individuals in the relationship, don't compare the physical qualities. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the personality, the mindset. And as everybody has a different personality, everybody has different ways of thinking. But those qualities, can you incorporate some of those qualities that's making their relationship grow to your relationship to make yours grow as well? For example, the way you see maybe the person you're looking at relationship, they're being very attentive. They are looking at their partners in their eyes. They are listening. They are catering. They are being spontaneous. Yeah, you may see them on trips, but are they planning the trips? Are they making sure that their significant other feels special? Vice versa. If you seeing their significant other appreciative, like, okay, dang, my significant other has been really appreciative. Like I think I need to. Maybe that person is feeding their love languages properly, and maybe you in your relationship and your significant other are not feeding each other's love languages properly. That could be the issue as well. Maybe your significant other likes acts of giving. Like, okay, I like gifts, and you're not catering to that. Or maybe you like physical touch, and your significant other doesn't like to cuddle, or doesn't like to lay in the bed with you or watch TV. Just being around in their presence. These are the things you need to communicate. Like, okay, this relationship is working because they're working on their love languages. Our relationship is not working because we're not working on our love languages. Those are the healthy comparisons that we're talking about. Simple as that. Twofold, you comparing yourself from when you were before. Is there positive things, negative things that you need to work on? Habits, positive habits, negative habits, and then also when you're comparing relationships, the individuals in those relationships, and how are they making it work? What are the qualities that they're working on? Are they actually working on the love language of the individuals to help the relationship grow? Having those conversations to help the relationship grow, or you see that you're not doing that in your relationship, and maybe you need to, you know, compare those qualities and copy those qualities. Simple as that. So to make it simple, how to make your relationships as healthy as possible, how to have healthy comparisons in your relationships. It's twofold. One is comparing who you were back then and who you are now in your relationships. Are you doing things to help create healthy habits, or are you doing things to create those negative habits that are not helping your relationships? Look within yourself, have that monologue, see what you can do to better your relationships with your internal work. The second fold is comparing those healthy relationships that you see, the individuals in those relationships. Are they catering to their significant others' love languages? Are they having those conversations? Are they looking at their significant others in the eye? Are they doing things to help build the relationship grow together? Those are the things you can bring from that relationship to your relationship to help create that in your relationship. Those are the two folds. Simple as that. So if you're struggling, to make it very simple, two folds. Look within yourself, look within outside relationships, but do not copy specifics. Copy the strategies, copy the pathways, copy the actions that they're doing to help make the relationship better. Catering to their significant other, catering to themselves, catering to the love languages your significant other is looking for. All these things are very important to incorporate into a successful and healthy relationship. Comparisons can help. So if you're struggling, message me, www.yourcolabcoach.com. Fill out that relationship checklist. Fill out that free 15-minute coaching session so we can talk about issues that you're having in your relationships or with yourself. Also, Facebook Collab Coaching, Instagram Collab Coaching. All my series and all my videos, including this one, is going to be on YouTube. COLAB Coaching. Finally, I wrote a book. I wrote a whole book. Fresh Eyes Solve Problems Easier. The Self-Relationship Project. It's everywhere. Barnes and Nobles, Dorrance Publishing, Amazon, wherever you could find it, get the physical copy. Or I did a whole audiobook too. Audible is on there. Wherever you listen to your audiobooks is on there. It's also a Kindle if you like the visual part, but not the physical copy. So let me know. Give me a review. Tell me what you thought about my book. Share it. And I love the feedback. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. And next series is going to be even better. Thank you. Bye.